Hello there and welcome to week one of the mini cut. So all in all, things are going really well, and though it was week one of the mini cut, it was also AMRAP week for myself. So I'm going to cover this very much in two halves. I hope you enjoy the training footage behind, showing what I got up to through my AMRAP week. You can sit there and count up the plates and count the reps, or you can follow the link to my training log and see what I got there if you're not too strong on the counting front. But all in all, week one of my mini cut has seen a 2.6 pound loss on average, so nothing crazy, but good start. It's definitely got the weight coming off, and throughout the week my weight has just trended down, so it's not like I'm getting high weigh-ins. Everything is trending down, and because I am slightly into week two, I know that things are still trending down, so very happy with that. Obviously don't even know I'm dieting. I'm being as flexible as possible. I'm weighing accurately, but not like to the exact gram, which just takes off some of that dieting stress. Same as when it comes to dividing up food. I'm not weighing everything out. I'm not counting chunks of chicken. If me and my girlfriend are having a meal, I am very much just taking that meal and halving it or quartering it or whatever I've plugged into my fitness pal. So very happy with kind of how things are, because most importantly it doesn't feel like I'm dieting and I'm seeing results. Steps are averaging about 10,000, which is very much what I wanted, which is about a 5,000 increase for myself, because I spend a lot of the day seated. And you know what? Getting out and walking, actually even being on a treadmill, I'm finding really enjoyable. I'm liking kind of that 30-40 minutes of kind of walking and not sitting. It's generally just making me feel better, especially in the morning. I'm normally quite cold, but I do find just getting on a treadmill, 20 minutes, brisk walk, and I feel I'm kind of a lot warmer and better for taking on the day. When on a treadmill, I find it a great environment to be able to kind of plug on with some social media and do a little bit of work on Instagram story, whilst when walking out and about, which I wish I could do a lot more of, but this British weather just isn't really favouring the walking outside at the moment. I do just tend to go out with like nothing and just clear my mind and just not be constantly focused upon training. And so I do like getting out and walking in the fresh air, but at the moment the rain and wind is just saying no for that one. As kind of daily intake, coming a little bit lower than what I was expecting, and that is because I am still kind of eating just mindfully. I'm not trying to drop numbers, I'm not trying to increase, or I'm just trying to keep things as comfortable as possible while seeing results. And I'm averaging about 2,700 cal, and my weekly average is about 200 protein, 60 fat, and 320 carb, which the carbs are coming in quite a bit lower than I expected, and I think it's very much because on my non-training days, when I take out the cereal and the bagels, it just very quickly shaves a decent amount of carbohydrate off. So lower than what I was expecting to be on, but it doesn't seem to be affecting me or training performance. So I'm gonna keep going with that one and not have to worry about putting it up, because I'm not uncomfortable and everything seems to be going really well. As for AMRAP week, AMRAP week, I'll just run through what AMRAP week is for people. AJ, this is for you. Look, fat quads, AJ. Yeah, they are. They're really fat. Don't know if the fat will come off those during a mini cut. But anyway, back on to AMRAP week. I'm going to kind of explain what AMRAP week is, because I've actually had a couple of questions on this one. AMRAP week is a testing week. At points through my training, which for myself is every 4th week, I will AMRAP. So I will test key lifts. So if you look on my training sheets, you'll see what lifts those are. They are the ones that are programmed, like strength movements. And what I will do is, on that final set, I will just see, where I really am. So I will push safely to as close to failure as possible. So if we take something like a squat, for example, so AMRAP it happened to be 4 sets of 4s, so I used the weight identified and then do my first 3 sets of 4s, and then on that last set, if there's more in the tank, I will go and get them. The squat's a movement that I don't ever take to complete and utter failure, just down to safety. I prefer to leave one grindy rep in the tank than picking up an injury, so that's something to always be cautious of with AMRAP. And then I can use that number that I get on that last set as a guide on my progression and in the calculations to set up my next training block. So with this AMRAP week, being in the first week of my mini cut, but obviously not like depleted or heavily fatigued or anything, so I was expecting good results. I've seen some good results, and because of the numbers I've achieved, it will mean that I'll very much progress training, as in, instead of adding just 2.5 kilos, I'm probably in a lot of cases going to be adding 5 kilos to my training max. My training max is the number that I use to calculate off percentages, and my training max doesn't always align up with my calculated 1 rep max. So very productive AMRAP week. Very happy with how things are going. Currently sitting here in a deload week, and I'll go through a little bit more on deload week and probably try and get some footage of some other aspects of training. AMRAP week is cool because I can show you big squats and deadlift. No, I haven't got deadlifts. Big squats and bench presses. But deload week, you probably don't want to see me working with 60-70% of my 1 rep max for pretty low reps. So I will gather up some kind of different footage to kind of show the other areas of training, because I'm not going to have any impressive lifts. This is something that, showing now on the video, it's a blood flow restriction set on the leg press. It's something last couple of months I've started finishing my leg session on a big compound movement, but pretty high reps, lightweight, massive pump. Your legs feel like absolutely huge, but they just look big, fat and smooth. And this set was absolutely brutal. Blood flow restriction training is brutal, and it's not something I'd put everywhere, just because the mindset it takes to keep grinding. But the reason I like blood flow restriction on leg press is I find I can get a better movement, and it's just a lot quicker, because I can put 100 kilos on, warm up, and then go blood flow restriction, rather than racking up, say, 300 plus kilos, lots of warm-up sets, and just that fear of that weight could come crashing down. So I'm actually really enjoying the blood flow restriction training on the leg press, for as much as I can say I enjoy blood flow restriction. I absolutely hate it. I think you'll see me at the end here kind of die and crawl out. So that wraps up week 1 of the mini cut and my AMRAP week. Both very successful. Very happy with how the mini cut's going. Very happy with my AMRAP results. Very happy with my physique and what I'm seeing in the mirror as well. So next week, expect to see a physique update, and I will run through my deload and incorporate just a couple of different things kind of around the trainings because I haven't got those big lifts to show. So if you've got any questions, feel free, drop them in the comments and I will try to cover them in my next video, or they may make it onto my coaching questions series. Don't forget you can check out my training by checking the link in the description, so you can properly stalk my macros, my numbers, and see how my mini cut is progressing. And until next time, people, I will see you in 1 week.